There's our Whirlpool fridge, the freezer thing on the bottom. And I don't know, about once every month, the bottom of the drawer, I don't know if you can tell, but this is all full of ice. So I don't know what the issue is, but we gotta de-ice that about once a month, otherwise it leaks all over the floor and that's a problem. Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? Oh, look at that chunk of ice. Okay. Woo, it's cold. No shit, Sherlock. Okay, so if I go in here and I look at the back, got all the ice out, you can see there is a ice waterfalls coming from the bottom left corner of that vent. I don't know where it's coming from. We'll have to do some investigating. It says ice maker ready, but we don't have an ice maker, we don't have a water line going to this thing. We're going to try a little trick with these Christmas tree type clips. So it's just a really small socket. I'm going to try and put it over top. Yeah, look at that. Push the fingers in, pop it through the hole. We got our back panel on the fridge off and kind of cleaned up a little bit, and now we're looking at what we got. So fridge is going to work just like AC on a car. Compressor's in here. It's isolated on some rubber so it doesn't actually make a bunch of noise. And there's going to be refrigerant. So this one here is R134, so same stuff that's in a lot of cars on the road. And you're going to have a high pressure side, a low pressure side. And you're going to have a condenser and an evaporator basically. So like I said, just like AC on a car, notice how when you run the AC you sometimes see some water dripping. That is in the area of the evaporator, and that's just because you have the moisture condensating on the coil from the temperature change, and then it just drips on the road in a car. So in this fridge we don't have that. We have this little ramp, so that gray kind of ramp, so it's this thing right here. So that is like a water slide. You can kind of see it there. So that's supposed to be from the drain, and it goes down into this trough, this little tray here, and then the fan is supposed to collect, evaporate the water that collects in that tray. So it's bone dry. It looks like it's been bone dry for a long time. So what my guess is, up in here, oh, I'm blocking the camera, sorry. Up in here, this is going to be up where that evaporator drain is. So I'm going to take that apart, and I would suspect that the tube or the hose or the passage or whatever's in there is plugged. And that's why the water is backing up into the freezer, then freezing, and then it overflows it. So let's see what we find. got that little funnel out of the way, this little teat is going to be where the drain comes from. So it's supposed to, well, it's full of dust and lint and that, but this is where the water's supposed to drain out. So that's, I'm guessing, what is plugged. So here's the little nipple for the drain, and I guess what happens is it gets plugged with shat. So there is an updated one, I guess, but whatever. I think this is the updated one. So I'll wash this out. I mean, you can see it's like a duckbill deal. It's supposed to allow the water to leak out, but I'm gonna kind of cut a little notch in here so that it doesn't get plugged up. And then there we go, it's open. So we'll clean this out, we'll put it back. I think I'm gonna see about de-icing the inside, because I don't know, I think that's already frozen on the inside of the fridge, so I'm gonna see about de-icing it. Otherwise unplugging this doesn't gonna do anything. There's the drain funnel. Kind of looks like a shiwi. Google that. The base, I was trying to release that little clip there, but it was so brittle it just broke on the tray. So assuming we can get this unplugged, I don't want the tray, you can see the hole on the ground there, to leak the water all over. So here's my low dollar fix. So I'm going to just silicone that back in place. So there is a little fitting. This is up, and there is my modified duckbill. So I'm just gonna put that back on there, and then get the drain trough silicone to the base so that tray is sealed again. And I think we'll see about de-icing the evaporator on the inside. So we're going to take the drawer off. There's 2 screws on either side, and it's in a slotted bracket. So just crack those loose. Okay, so what I'm going to de-ice is the back of the freezer. You can see where the evaporator is, and on that ledge it's icing. So I think inside there the drain is frozen because of that plug and that little drain on the backside there. So even though we fix that, I don't think it's going to drain through there because it's a block of ice in here. So I stole my wife's hairdryer. I'm gonna get in there and we're gonna thaw this thing out. So there we go, our drain is starting to work again. You can start to see water dripping. There you go. And it's down into this trough, and then that's when the fan kind of evaporates it all. So I still got more thawing out to do on the inside. Been at it for probably 10 minutes now, and it's still dripping water. So you want to keep defrosting until the water's done. Just kind of defrosting that vent with the hairdryer, and it's still dripping water. So you want to keep doing that until there's no more water dripping out of that. and then you can put it back together. I don't know if you can tell, but there's, I don't know, ½ inch of water in our trough here. So that means our drain is thawed out. There's no more water coming out on the inside. There's no more water coming out on the outside here. So I can put this thing back together. I think we are fixed. So far so good. No evidence of ice or water. I think our drain is fixed.